for the good of this country and for the glory of thy holy name. Join me as we say the Lord's Prayer together. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Pray be seated. This Parliament is now in session.
Item number 3, oath of allegiance or affirmation of a new member. Item number 4, confirmation of minutes.
Leader of Government Business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the minutes of the proceedings of the sitting of the House of Representatives held at Parliament Chamber, Mount Weldale, St. George's, on Thursday, the 24th of July, 2025, at 9 a.m. be taken as read.
Honorable members, the question is that the minutes of the proceedings of a sitting of the House of Representatives held at the Parliament Chamber, Mount Weldale, St. George's, on Thursday, 24th July, 2025, at 9 a.m. be taken as read. Those who have that opinion say aye. Aye. Of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it. Indeed, the ayes have it. Leader of Government Business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move that the minutes of the proceedings of a sitting of the House of Representatives held at Parliament Chamber, Mount Weldale, St. George's, on Thursday, the 24th of July, 2025, at 9 a.m. be confirmed.
Honorable members, the question is that the minutes of the proceedings of the sitting of the House of Representatives held at Parliament Chamber, Mount Weldale, St. George's, on the 24th July 2025 be confirmed. Those who have that opinion say aye. Aye. Of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it. Indeed, the ayes have it. The minutes are confirmed. Leader of Government Business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Speaker, I beg to move that the minutes of the proceedings of the ceremonial state opening of the 4th session of the 11th Parliament held at Parliament Chamber, Mount Weldale, St. George's, on Friday, the 12th of September 2025 at 10 a.m. be taken as read.
Honorable members, the question is that the minutes of the proceedings of the ceremonial state opening of the 4th session of the 11th Parliament of Grenada held at the Parliament Chamber, Mount Weldale, St. George's, on Friday, 12th September 2025 at 10 a.m. be taken as read. Those who have that opinion say aye. Aye. Of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it. Indeed, the ayes have it. You love comment business. Just the white noise, I'm not sure what. All right. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move that the minutes of the proceedings of the ceremonial state opening of the 4th session of the 11th Parliament held at Parliament Chamber, Mount Weldale, St. George's, on Friday, the 12th of September, 2025 at 10 a.m. be confirmed. Thank you.
Honourable members, the question is that the minutes of the proceedings of the ceremonial state opening of the 4th session of the 11th Parliament of Grenada, held at Parliament Chamber, Mount Weldale, St. George's, on Friday, the 12th September 2025, at 10 a.m., be confirmed. Those who have that opinion, say aye. Aye. Of the contrary opinion, say no. The ayes have it. Indeed, the ayes have it.
Item number 5, messages from the Governor General. Item number 6, announcements by Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The first thing I wish to say is to inform the members of this House that we do have a conditioning unit issue here in Parliament. So you will feel warmer than usual today. The folks are working on the units. In fact, the units worked up until yesterday. And when we came in this morning, we found that it wasn't working here. So we apologize for the unusual warmth in the House. I also want to inform this Honourable House that the Parliament has secured the vehicles for, the majority of vehicles for parliamentary reps, and those vehicles would be distributed in short order. At this point, as we sit here in Parliament in Grenada, I want us to reflect on our sister island, Jamaica. Hurricane Melissa is actually bombarding the island of Jamaica at wind speed of 175 miles per hour. So clearly it's a Category 5 hurricane, and it's likely to do a lot of damage in its path. I invite this Honourable House to join me as we observe 1 minute of silence. We contemplate the Lord's Prayer as we think of our brothers and sisters in Jamaica going through this particular experience. Thank you.
Item number 7, presentation of petitions. Item number 8, presentation of papers and reports from select committees.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, given the current circumstances that our honorable members of this House did not receive the papers on time, it is our wish that the papers be not laid in this House this morning.
Accepted, Honorable Leader of Government Business. It is a special situation that we have to consider. So let's proceed.
Item number 9, unopposed private business. Item number 10, questions. Item number 11, urgent questions under the provisions of Standing Order number 29. 1, notice of questions. Item number 12, statements by ministers. Item number 13.
You have government business?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Whereas debate on the gracious address delivered by the Governor General on the occasion of the ceremonial state opening of the 4th session of the 11th Parliament on Friday, the 12th of September 2025, was deferred to a date to be named. Be it resolved that the said address be now further deferred to a date to be named. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable member, just approach the bench. Business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In respect of item number 12, as initially called, I withdraw my previous statement. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader of Government Business. You may proceed.
Item number 13, personal explanations. Item number 40.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have not in the past used the item number 13, is rarely used, but I'd like to use personal explanations for me to read into the record a statement, a personal statement on an issue. May I? And I think in order to read, I have to distribute copies of what I'm about to say. So I'd ask that it be given to me.
Honorable, it falls under personal explanation, right?
Well, Mr. Speaker, if you define it, then I can respond.
Huh?
It is an issue that I'm making a statement on that I consider to be a personal explanation. Yes. And Mr. Speaker, I will have it distributed and you can make it. I will have copies of you and you will determine if I should or should not do it now. I mean, there's another time on the agenda I can do it.
On the adjournment, of course.
But I choose to do it now, Mr. Speaker, because...
But it has to fall under personal explanation.
Well, yes, this is explaining my position on an issue.
Okay.
It's just a reading into the record, Mr. Speaker. It won't take more than 3 to 5 minutes. Not personally.
Honorable MP, I rather this be presented on the adjournment.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I have no difficulty. Just to say that the agenda, you have statement by ministers, is really an opportunity for members on not in government to make a statement on a fundamental issue, and there's no item on the agenda. But if I should await adjournment, I mean, I'll do it, but I find it relegating it to a kind of by the way. I would like it in the heart of it, but if Mr. Speaker says, I have no option but to say okay.
All right, thank you, Honorable MD.
But Mr. Speaker, I will have it distributed nonetheless at the time when I'm going to do it. So
That's fine.
Yes.
Item number 14, motions.
Mr. Speaker, may I raise on a point of procedure?
Go ahead, Honorable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when I got here this morning, I was told that the members of the opposition had not received the documents pertaining to today's sitting. I was under the impression that in light of that lack of basic notice that Parliament was going to be adjourned to ensure that the appropriate notice was given to them so that we have a proper sitting of Parliament. I am not clear if it is that the opposition is now no longer maintaining that position, and I'm not clear, frankly, Mr. Speaker, what's happening, because it seems to me that we kind of all over the place. So I think from a procedural point of view, I actually was expecting that in an announcement you would address this issue. Because either we're proceeding with the business of the House on the assumption that the issue of notice and the issue of having the documentation is being waived, or if it is being taken, and certainly for my part, I am not in a position to argue with the position taken, because it does appear as if there's been a wholesale failure on the part of the Parliament to make sure that members got the proper notice and the proper documentation. So I'm a bit lost as to why we are confirming minutes and all of that, because then it means we are saying Parliament is properly constituted. So maybe I'm missing something here. That's why I'd like the procedure to be clarified, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister. We did discuss at length the issue raised. I discussed it with the members of the opposition. And so there is a position that the first sitting of Parliament, we are required to put the committees in place. We are required to do this. So, and in fact, the Committee of Privileges, right, needs to be in place because of what has been happening with the FROC's inability to function because the committee is not in place. So the idea is to get done what is urgent, Honorable Prime Minister, and then to seek an adjournment. Yeah? For the bills and I think the resolutions. That's my understanding.
Yeah, but Mr. Speaker, that's the point I'm making. We hear that has not been communicated to anybody. I don't know that. And I still think there's a more fundamental point. If Parliament was not properly constituted, respectfully, this is not the first sitting. So I'm not clear as to whether or not the notice has been waived. So to my mind, you can't say I'm submitting to the jurisdiction and then I'm objecting to the jurisdiction. So what I want to find out from you, Mr. Speaker, procedurally, is whether or not, in light of my understanding of the issue that was raised, whether or not this is a sitting of Parliament.
It is.
And therefore, we are saying that the notice issue is not an issue?
It is. Honorable Prime Minister, you may move that Parliament be adjourned now, right? But it is a constituted sitting.
But Mr. Speaker, is it for me to move? If you're the Speaker and it has been brought to your attention that notice has not been given.
Notice of what?
Well, my understanding, unless I'm wrong, is that both the order paper and all of the documents pertaining to today's sitting
Correct.
either have not been received or was sent by an email with a link yesterday to the members. I'm saying on that basis alone, Mr. Speaker, unless the members were saying we are waiving the procedural irregularity and proceed, and I don't hear that they are, but I'll be guided, then it ought, in my view, Mr. Speaker, to have been appropriate, obviously out of courtesy, because people are here and people need to know what's happening. But that after you enter that the announcement, you indicate that this is the position and that the matter be adjourned to a date to be fixed so that the appropriate notice and documents can be received. See, that's my understanding of what should have happened, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, may I?
Honorable MP for Talk of St. George.
Mr. Speaker, I rise just in response. I don't know anything of the background, but just in response to one phrase, sentence used by my learned friend. You can't waive that. It can't be waived. If it's the rule, because there's a procedure for changing the rule, which is not simply a waiver. So I'm just saying that in response, but I don't know the background to the issue.
Honorable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, in relation to the matter at hand, I think the agreement was that we are going to go through the committees, which is a requirement for the first sitting of Parliament, and that list was circulated prior. I totally agree. Anything that we did not have documentation for should not be discussed this morning or raised this morning. And so I would want to recommend, Mr. Speaker, that we move immediately to the committees, setting up the committees, and then to adjourn.
Hold on, Honorable.
Sure.
According to the order paper, we should be on item number 14, right? So the intention was to get the committees passed. So it's really the leader of government business. If members don't feel comfortable, then a motion may be put to the floor and we adjourn. Yeah. So it's really the next item is 14 motions. I now wait on the leader of government business.
May I, Mrs.
No, just hold. Leader of government business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, having only received these documents officially from the Parliament of Grenada yesterday, the 27th of October, on a link that points us to a number of other documents, not all pertaining to this particular sitting. And considering the fact, Mr. Speaker, that in order to properly debate these bills and resolutions, members must have the information at least 7 days prior. I now move that this Honorable House be adjourned. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, I was going to ask you.
Let me just, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, just to augment what I said, I move that the Honorable House be adjourned until next Tuesday. Check the date. At 9 a.m. That will be on the 4th of November, 2025. So the House be adjourned. The motion is that the House be adjourned until next Tuesday, the 4th of November, 9 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Leader of Government Business.
Mr. Speaker, question. Do
Yes.
I rise now to do what I have to do? Or do I wait until you make that announcement? Because I intend to proceed as you direct.
Yes, you wait. Leader of the opposition? BLC, your light.
Mr. Speaker, as it relates to the adjournment, I want to raise two things. I wish to ask that we review whether it's a requirement that the committees be established at the first sitting of Parliament. Could we review that? And secondly, the announcement, unilateral announcement, that Parliament would be next Tuesday. Mr. Speaker, we have been operating with a schedule, and I don't need to go through the reason why we are operating with a schedule. And I would have thought that because this House comprises of two sides, that there would at least be some kind of collaboration or conversation as it relates to the date for the next sitting of Parliament. Thank you.
All right. It's an important point. There is a motion before us. I did indicate that according to the standing orders, we need to form the committees in our very first sitting. But this was the initial intention, to get the committees out of the way and then adjourn. But there's a motion on the floor for the adjournment of this particular sitting to Tuesday, the 4th of November.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to speak to the adjournment, to the motion. Another issue, not my issue.
All right. Sorry about that, but I have been advised that if we do the adjournment now, the meeting continues on next sitting. Right? At the next sitting next Tuesday, the meeting continues. So, Honorable MP of St. George, you would not be able to speak because the meeting itself continues, I'm advised. Right? So,
Mr. Speaker, I beg to say something.
I just made it clear to you.
I know, but I want to clarify. Mr. Speaker, I understand, but Mr. Speaker, we're moving to adjourn this sitting, and I understand that it was said that it was not properly constituted. I need clarity, because if it's not properly constituted, there's one course of action, but if the sitting was properly constituted, there's another issue. If the issue was simply documentation, then the issue of discussing and debating those documents, it would be the issue. But if the seat is properly constituted, that's different. we're properly constituted, and we're asking for an adjournment. And as far as I'm concerned, we are allowed to speak on the adjournment. I'm not sure what rule it is says that the adjournment has to be another adjournment. So Speaker, the issue I want to address is urgent.
Yeah, but
So it's an urgent matter of personal explanation.
yeah. Honorable, you have your position.
Mr. Speaker, I want to just make a kind request that we consider or reconsider the date that was mentioned for the next sitting of Parliament, and to ask whether or not the opposition would be considered in the decision of the date for the next Parliament.
All right, so
Who's an adjournment? Does somebody have the book?
No, we could do it now.
listen, honorable,
I'm good, Mr. Speaker.
leader of government business.
Mr. Speaker, this is pretty normal. I mean, if the opposition feels, as a matter of fact, we can just take a simple vote on that. But I'm saying, if the opposition feels that there's a more convenient date, they can let us know now, and we just agree. This should not be a complex matter. Yeah.
All right, so the motion before the floor is that the sitting be adjourned to Tuesday, the 4th of November at 9 a.m. in the forenoon. All right? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, say no.
No.
I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. This Parliament is now adjourned until Tuesday, the 4th of November at 9 a.m. in the forenoon.
I could speak on a motion.